Hi, my name's Karen Knight and I'm a psychic medium. Welcome to the new series. I'm so delighted that you've decided to join us on this journey. We have got episodes packed full of information. We've got mediumship, we've got learning, we've got spirit art, we've got trips to Glastonbury. I'm so excited that you are here and watching with us. So come with us, put your feet up and let's enjoy this spiritual journey together. So I'm super excited today because we have the amazing Bonnie Snowden coming down. She is a wonderful artist who has been training me to try and improve my art so that one day I can incorporate it into spirit art. I've always been interested in art. I've not been very good at it, but the strangest thing is that spirit has been telling me for the last 6 years that I'm an artist. And I'm like, no, not in a million years am I an artist. But with what I've managed to achieve from Bonnie's online courses, and now I'm going to see her today, I can't actually believe what I've managed to achieve.
A lot of people draw on this,
it's
just like it feels smooth, but actually there's a lot of tooth in it. Mm-hmm. But the difference with this to something like the graphics or to the pastel mat is you have to use really sharp pencils to get into the tooth. Okay. And it can feel sometimes you might have to put quite a lot of pressure, a bit of welly behind it, because you've got to press it into the paper. Karen is one of my students and she's been drawing some of my tutorials and I love what she does. She's a medium, and I have become very open to sort of the spirituality just recently, and I thought what a fabulous opportunity to come down and meet somebody and see her artwork and get to know her and everything. So I'd be bringing okay, we've got a little bit, and I'd be closing my eyes quite a lot because that's how I can then visualize it.
I love that.
I mean, I can visualize stuff when I've got my eyes open, but it's easier when you've got your eyes shut.
I love that.
Obviously you can't draw with your eyes shut. Well, you could try.
Well, you can if the spirit are taking over, but this is not really what I
wanted. I would be concentrating on the lights, the darks, where the light hits, where the dark is, because then you're looking at shapes.
What are my goals regarding art? I guess I want to be able to draw what I see in my head that spirit showed me. That's what I want to be able to do. But in the meantime, I'm doing portraits of animals that have passed. I'm calling in spirit, calling in those animals to come and sit next to me when I'm drawing. The idea being that I'm able to channel the love into that drawing while I'm doing all of those tedious pencil strokes. And it's not a quick medium, as Bonnie's going to explain, but I can channel the love as I'm drawing, and hopefully that when person receives their portrait, they can feel that energy of the love that I'm able to channel, because obviously I'm not just trying to be an artist, I'm trying to be a medium. So something I want to do is I do want to bring colours in, especially if it's a horse that's passed, and whatever colour I feel that is around their aura is what I want to bring through, which is important, which I did do in one of my recent, I was quite new to it, but I did do that, and I did use a lot of cardamom yellow. It's like this big now.
Nice. Oh god.
And then the orange, and
brilliant.
That was a bit messy.
But I love this. So I always used to steer clear of backgrounds. And I think backgrounds scare people because they're like, oh gosh, how am I going to do this? And actually, it's just pencil strokes. So you're just putting your pencil strokes on, layers, and it's getting this sort of blurry feeling.
I love it.
And then you've got this all detailed.
This is just
my favourite bit to draw
the stones. Because they look fluffy. The stones look like you've literally got the moss on them. I know.
And then you've got the gorgeous shadow. Oh, I get.
It's crazy.
You know me.
I'm crazy.
Like, oh my, look at that.
But look at that nose.
I know.
You could just go.
But isn't it gorgeous?
I think it's stunning. Eventually, I'd like to be able to just draw an animal that comes to me that I can put out and say, who does this dog belong to? And, by the way, passed through a tumour or had a problem with back leg, etc. So, because I think there is nothing like the evidence of a picture of somebody. But in order to be doing a picture of somebody, because eventually I want to go on to human portraits, in order to be able to show someone a picture of their loved one, and someone to be able to recognise it, you have to get to a level of drawing that, well, I feel is good enough. So, you know, people that have followed my journey have seen me dabble a little bit, but now I'm really trying to learn to draw so that I can really represent spirit in the best way possible.
I have very little control, actual control in my real life. But with my coloured pencils, I've got total control of them. They're not like, the pigment's not pouring out.
It's not
I can
moving,
layer.
it moves around, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I feel like I can control it all. And that's almost like something that's missing in my life. Like everything else is total chaos.
We like chaos.
Yeah, well,
chaos
we do.
is fun.
Oh, I love chaos. My house is
Fly by the
completely
seat.
chaotic. I know. I'm
love
totally
it.
like that. I started drawing in 2016. It was actually to help with a stressful job, an unhappy marriage, and I was looking for something that would just be a little bit of mindfulness. Started off with colouring books, and it turned into a whole business. Started drawing people's pets, which I absolutely loved. I've always had animals. I've always had a thing about animals. I grew up with animals. I grew up on a farm, and they're very, very important to me to have around. And to be able to draw people's pets that have either passed or are still alive is actually one of the most fantastic things you can do. So then, obviously, to hear that Karen's doing this and she has past pets that maybe come and visit her while she's drawing, that is, I think that's a really, really, really special skill to have, plus being able to draw as well. That combination is incredible. Tell yourself, I'm going to mess this up. I've got to draw the whiskers.
I'm like, no, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, so
Breathe.
you've got to turn it round and
Breathe.
you've got to tell
Let's do it.
yourself.
And I'm like trying to do it flicky, like I did
Definitely.
with those ones. I just was like, flick, flick, flick.
Yeah,
Just be free.
yeah.
And I did feel with my one up there, the top whiskers were really hard. I had to rub them out. They're too dark.
Yeah.
Probably in future, I obviously press too hard. I would use different
Really
colour
light
now.
pressure. Yeah.
I'd probably use, from what I've learned from you, the dark grey.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing readings, sometimes I get vision of an animal or a dog or a cat. And sometimes they're visions. Oh, are you wriggling? Are you wriggling? Sometimes they're visions, and sometimes someone will describe an animal and then I'll connect to that energy.
So this is an eye that I did.
Oh,
Do you know, eyes are spectacular. And they are so simple to draw if you draw what you actually see. And this is one of the big challenges when you start drawing.
yeah.
Your brain takes over, your memory takes over, and you go, oh, I know how to draw. I know what an eye looks like. I'm going to draw an eye. And of course, we forget that it's sort of cylindrical. We forget, you know, the white of the eye isn't white at all. It's got all sorts of colours in it. The eyelashes, they don't just flick up. You know, they grow and they come out and then they come round. So it's really, really important. And this is one of the big things that I teach is draw what's in front of you. And I took my drawing pets and my old sort of coaching background and I started teaching, and I've grown quite a large membership. I've got members all over the world who again sort of share my love of drawing. A lot of them share my love of animals, and it's just the most wonderful place to be. You know, sometimes you'll get pictures of older dogs, maybe they've got cataracts. You know, you're like, do we draw it like the dog is now?
So you would ask the client?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because this horse has obviously been
this
sweating
horse
up.
this horse has been
is
galloping
running.
around.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of the
Veins
veins are coming out.
pumped up.
And this was one of the reasons why
amazing.
it was so good to draw, because
Yeah.
so many people want to learn how to draw these veins.
My goodness. This is really where I'm heading.
Yeah.
But I love animals. But originally I wanted to be able to draw portraits, because when you can see someone that you want to bring through, and someone like, I think that the strange thing is people think with mediumship, and this is something Spirit have told me, some mediums that see spirit in here, I wouldn't like that. I just feel them if I decide to connect with them. So I don't allow them. But if I said, right, I want to draw an energy, I want to be told kind of what they look like. They've got a receding hairline. They've got one eyebrow higher than the other. I don't have to see them. Sometimes I get visions, but generally when I work with an image, or I have done in the past, gradually as I start to work, it tends to come through with me, which is how I work. And when spirit comes in, sometimes I become aware of an animal that's passed, and I will say to the sitter, I've got a medium-sized dog in spirit. Maybe he's got down ears, kind of looks like maybe a golden retriever or a Labrador. And as I connect with that energy, I start to become aware of how they pass, a bit like a human. And I can connect with their soul, and I can talk to them. And really, in my experience, unless they're a soul animal, which I see as white, they're not always white, just I see them as white. If they're a soul animal, that's an animal loved more than anything. I can have a conversation with these animals as if generally like they're an 8-year-old child. That's the kind of level. So very aware of emotions and able to understand what's going on in the family home. But if it's a white animal, then we're looking at about a 15-year-old. And not just white as in colour, but seeing them as white as in a soul animal. Yeah. I think that art and mediumship do go hand in hand, because what we're really looking for is that pinnacle of, that is my granddad. Yes. How could you, I don't believe, but how did you get that image of my granddad? Because you don't know me, you haven't seen images of me, and everything you've said about how he died, what you felt that he wanted to say, or the song that he wanted to say, that is the pinnacle of what I'm trying to achieve. Because I guess when you said, what were you brought here to do? You were here to help people, same as me, because we've come here to mentor people and to help people through their hard times. But I think that this whole journey about being on the TV has been about saying to people, look, everyone is capable of doing this. Everyone has the mediumship capability, as you do, if you decide to open yourself up to it. And you can do it if you follow these set.
This is what I try to do. I try to do with my drawing. So what happens when you're teaching people to draw with realism? They try to draw all of the details. And my method is, I was saying earlier, you know, I do make people feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I'm like, no, we're just going to be whacking colour in. We're just going to be, you know, we're not going to be worrying about stuff, because people worry about things, and there's way too much worrying going on in the world. I just want them to forget all of that and just be a little bit looser and freer. And that was what was so lovely about this. And one of the briefing points when we first started this was, I don't want to see any masterpieces. I don't want to see something that you've worked for hours and hours and hours and hours on and tweaked and, you know, prodded and made it perfect. I said, we're never ever looking for perfection. No. We're looking to have a joyous time. We're looking to love what we do, and whatever outcome we get, we're just looking to be completely in love with it.
I love that.
You know, and that's my mission.
When people come for a reading, quite often, they don't ask me if I can connect with animals. They just think I can't. So they're often very surprised when I say, oh goodness, you've lost a cat. I can see a tabby cat, passes through a tumour, and they're like, oh, can you bring the animal forward? And I'm like, of course. And as I say, I can speak to them like they're around an 8-year-old child. That's the kind of level of emotional intelligence, and really what I'm connecting to is their soul and their feelings. So if you can imagine the animal as an 8-year-old child, that's how I'm still able to get quite a lot of evidence around that. And then other times the energy, maybe the grandmother then says a little bit more detailed information which supports what the animal has said. I don't necessarily have belief in myself, but I believe what spirit tell me. So I have belief. I know that if I just breathe, I can do it. Yeah. And I follow the instructions because I'm dedicated to whatever I'm trying to achieve. Yeah. If you said to me, I want you to draw this by next week, I would do it somehow. Yeah. It wouldn't be like this, but it would be better than what I could achieve. But what I'm saying is, I think that in a past life, as they told me, I was an artist.
Right. So I'm sitting here in Karen's studio, and I've got her artwork all around me, and she's kind of showed me some bits that she'd done before, and these are the bits prior to working with me, and these are the bits after. honestly, I am blown away. I think her work is absolutely fabulous. They're gorgeous. And there's even one over there that we drew a week ago when we were doing our In Focus week in the membership. And to see one of her, it's a human eye, and to see one of her human eyes that she'd drawn a while ago, and then to see, you know, what she's put into here and the development she's made, it's extraordinary. It really, really is fantastic. Her work is beautiful. Do you think that they're buying your dogs because of how good the drawing is, or do you think that they're buying your pictures because they're really recognising that there's something special encompassing them? Not necessarily. I mean, they're beautiful, but for me, I think it's because of the energy that's coming from them.
I think it's the energy, because I work with energy, and because I do clearing and healing.
Yeah.
I'm a Reiki master and a clearer. I clear bad energy.
Yeah.
So I feel that whatever I bring through is in its purest form.
Yeah.
And I think that people see that.
Yeah, and they feel it.
And that's the main thing. Okay, so here we are at Shoebury East Beach. It's just a little bit up from Southend. I'm going to meet the lovely Sarah, who lives about 5 minutes from here. We're going to do a reading for her at her home. I'm very excited to meet her and all her spirit family.
Oh, hi, Karen.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And who is this?
This is Fifi.
Oh, Fifi, you're so gorgeous. Oh, I want to cuddle later.
Okay, cool.
I'm Karen, in case you hadn't guessed.
Yeah.
Shall we do the reading?
Oh, yes, please. Thank
Fabulous. Okay, shall I follow you in?
you. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much.
I've been to a few platforms where Karen's been one of the guest mediums, so I've seen her perform on stage.
A mutual friend recommended that Sarah would be a great person to read for, so I'm really excited to get into this reading. Let's see what stories Spirit can bring up about her.
I'd like something to tell me a little bit about my future and, yeah, maybe a little bit of clarity for how I go forward in life.
I'm going to call Spirit in for you. I'm going to see who steps forward. They're going to start to blend with me, and I'm going to ask them to give me signs and feelings of how they passed and what happened to them. And then we're going to get some evidence there, and then we're going to work out who they are. All right, we'll find out what frequency they're on. So once we've got that person there, I'm going to park them just over there, and then I'm going to say to you, is there somebody else you would like to speak to?
A little bit nervous. I don't like cameras. But, yeah, I like having my cards read.
But I do have one question for you, and I only want you to answer yes or no. Do you have a situation in your life at the moment that you need my help or Spirit's help with?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. So what that means is I'm going to speed a little bit more through to the advice line, because that's where then we start digging into what's going on. Generally, I would have picked it up around present, but if I haven't, you're just going to tell me what it is. I'm going to ask you what's going on, and then I'm going to ask them for your guidance on that. Generally, I do pick up what's going on.
My first impressions of Karen at the platform shows was that she was very good and she seemed really accurate, and I've had friends that she's connected with and her answers have been pretty much spot on. Yeah.
I'm going to call Spirit in for you now. So if I could have Spirit in for Sarah, please. Greatest highest good, messages of positivity and help on the path, please. Okay, Sarah, I do have a gentleman coming forward for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make that connection and see who is coming through. Okay. As I connect with this gentleman, I do feel his breathing was quite laboured towards the end. I am very aware of my breathing. I am very aware that I'm not getting enough oxygen into my lungs. As I work with him, he does make me feel very shaky inside, so I know with this gentleman, there may have been some sort of shock or shaking. I feel shaky, I feel nervous or shaky, and it isn't the camera. He's coming in with a message of pride. This hand on this area here is a message of pride for you. He's coming in with a lot of love for you.
I'd like to know a little bit about my future and maybe a little bit more clarity on where I potentially am going on my journey.
As I'm asking him what frequency he comes in on, he does come in on a fatherly frequency, this gentleman. I do feel like he's coming in with that fatherly vibe. That's what I felt when he first came in. So I've got to ask you, do you recognise this gentleman?
When you say he's fatherly, would he necessarily be my father?
Not necessarily. He's coming in on a fatherly frequency. So he's coming in with a lot of love. Do you recognise all of the evidence except for that last bit of the frequency?
It could be
It could be two people.
It could be my stepdad.
Right, okay.
Or it could be my ex-husband.
So this gentleman, I think, passes to something on the level of cancer or something like that. So with all that evidence I've just given you, do you recognise who this person is?
Yeah, I think it's my stepdad.
Okay, it's certainly, as I said, I feel like he's definitely coming in on a fatherly vibe, but I feel like he is once removed. So meaning like he might not be your paternal father, so stepdad definitely seems to fit. And do you understand all the evidence I gave you around his passing and how he felt around the end? How did he pass?
He died in hospital.
Yeah.
And he had a heart attack.
Thank you. That was what I said, the 70% usually heart disease or cancer, as I feel it, just because that's what the number always usually points to. And that would explain the dizziness as well that I was feeling, circulation and feeling swimming in my head as well, because obviously the blood's not pumping around the body like it should do. I normally get a feeling. So we're going to go with that. But their job isn't necessarily to tell you what to do, but to support you, which is why I like to come to the advice line. But the first thing I've got to give you, and I know it's about your situation, that is stay in your own lane. Mm-hmm. You know what that means? Yeah. Do your thing. Don't be distracted by other people, or just stay in your own lane. Okay, so we're going to move on to your pass cards. So we do pass cards so that we can help you. When I do your clearing, you're going to put down your backpack of stuff. But before you put down that backpack of stuff tonight, I'm going to pull out, oh my goodness, things like self-worth. Why? Because it means that tomorrow you can manifest with no backpack on. And so get on that manifesting. We've just hit a full moon as well, endings, new beginnings. So yeah, that pink moon, get on the, that moon energy stays with us for a couple of days. I did feel the energy changed and shifted today. It's a lot lighter today. And the lady is telling me, as she works with me, I do feel that she must work with you a lot because I find her very easy to work with. She's telling me that you were probably affected by the full moon and that the energy was quite heavy yesterday. Good, but then heavy. Do you understand that? So yeah, watch the moon cycles. I do think that they affect you and your sleep and everything else as well. But yeah, what we're going to be pulling out is self-worth. That's something that you've had. So, as you look at that card, this card reads, feeling unworthy or not good enough. This is obviously in the past. Trying to impress a dominant person, people pleasing or fighting against it. Okay, so as I dig into that card, I feel that's around past relationships. Do you understand that? Good. So luckily for you, and I feel that era of your life has, you've come out of that situation. I don't feel that you're in that as much now. Whatever's happening now in your self-worth category is usually self-inflicted because of past situations. So that's easier for me to pull out. Okay, but you'd understand that you do doubt yourself at times. Yeah. Yes, but you really don't need to. You really don't need to. You can achieve anything, gentleman says here. He said, yeah, I'm not sure he wants to agree with her with everything. I do get a little bit of like, I don't want to say the same thing as her, but I do feel that he thinks that you should stay in your own lane as well. I've certainly got that feeling. So whatever is going on, the really important message of this reading for you is to do what you want to do. Ooh. You've got all the mod cons here, Lise, even a dingy bell. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to Lisa for accommodating us on her anniversary. Thank you very much. Happy anniversary. And thank you all for turning out to meet the wonderful Bonnie, who's come here all the way from North Yorkshire? North Yorkshire. Which is crazy. And it's been an absolute privilege to spend some time with her today, and the dogs as well, crazy dogs, and to just enjoy spending time with her. She's showing me all about, what were you teaching me? Lots of things this morning. We were
just talking about the different surfaces and what you do here and what you do there. So.
Yeah. And obviously we were talking about how art and spiritualism kind of go hand in hand and how we can combine the two together. And you guys that know me know that eventually I want to be able to draw what I can see in my head. But until I can do that, I need Bonnie to show me what I can draw on a bit of paper. So Bonnie has been absolutely amazing. And those of you that have witnessed my art journey from the beginning know that I was really particularly rubbish, wasn't I, Tilly? Oh, I'll pay you later. When I hit Bonnie, there we go. It's like coloured pencils is the way forward. And as you say, it's painstaking, isn't it? It's not a quick thing, but it's like a meditative journey as you do it. So it's quite amazing. So today, I've called you all here today, first of all, to enjoy the lovely surroundings, because as you know, I quite often do readings here at Lissy Lou's for Christmas, have done for 5 years now, 5 years, darling, that we've been here. When you first started, and it was a marquee, and it was freezing, and we had our thermals on, and trying to look all spiritual and not blue lips. It was quite good. But look at where we all are now. We've got the television show, you've got this lovely place, it's going crazy, so much good energy. When I started this journey, I did one drawing with you, my first ever drawing, and it was, let me just see it here. It was the chipmunk. And I actually thought, this was my first drawing with Bonnie, and I didn't use the line art because I thought I needed to do it from my head, because obviously I'm seeing spirit with my head. I've now learned that if you want it to look like exactly the picture, you need to do it exactly and measure it all. So that's what we've learned. But after I did this chipmunk, it gave me the confidence to post on my Facebook, has anyone lost a pet they want me to draw? So bearing in mind, I only had done this one, I then got the lovely Kelly posted and said she'd like me to post or do one of Alfred, which I did. So I'm going to present that to her today. I think you can feel the energy, because when I'm working spiritually, I'm calling the energy in and they're sitting next to me. And the hope is that she can feel the love when she looks at that picture. And, it's an original. So do you want to come up and receive it? Oh, do I shake your hand? And there we go. So Alfred was a very special boy, wasn't he?
He is.
And very loved.
You got his eyes and his mouth. To me, everything about him is literally perfect.
Amazing.
For me, the eyes describe so much of his detail, his affection. Yeah, just everything. I loved it.
Yay, thank you so much. Yay, thank you. And also we have the lovely Lisa here today, who I actually thought, I'm doing quite well now. I can draw things like this. Right? I couldn't believe that. So then I thought, on my journey, I'd already done one for Lisa. She was actually my first paid commission, £20, of her lovely, lovely dog, who's absolutely stunning, called Evie. And I made a bit of an error because I was using 2 pictures. And I think that's where sometimes you can't copy it exactly. But I did come up with a picture, which we love, and you love as well. So I've got that one to present to you, but then also I've got another one that I've done since I've done this, but I have to put a caveat in. Bonnie was not telling me what colours to use, okay? So it's not like this, but it's still better than the first. So if you want to come up, I'm going to show you the pictures. So this is the wonderful Evie.
Do you know what? It's absolutely amazing to see it in person.
Do you like it?
I love it, and it was just such an amazing experience. And I think I probably confused you a bit because I sort of bombarded you with quite a few photos and video of her in the snow.
It's amazing.
And yeah, when you sent it and posted it on Facebook and shared it with me, I'm trying not to cry.
Oh, and your husband really appreciated it, didn't he?
He absolutely loved it. We both loved it, and you know, it's only just gone 3 months since we lost her, so it's very.
She was
early.
amazing, and when I drew this, she was sitting next to me. God's honest truth, she really was. So the idea is that when you look at this picture, you can feel her soul.
And we really, really could, and the way you put it to that music as well, it was just
Don't
so,
you forget about me is what we put it to.
Not that we would ever.
No,
forget about
but it
her.
was just.
But yeah, she's very, very special.
When you call my name, it was just.
And
it was,
honestly, I know it sounds gushy, but we were just so grateful that
Oh.
you did this, and Evie was your first.
she
sort of
was,
proper
and
one.
it's different because it's like, you know, I play tennis, and I'm like, it's like practicing for a tennis match and playing a tennis match. It's two different things. Someone's giving you money. Yeah, it's only £20, but that's my first £20 that I've earned doing art. And am I good enough to charge £20? You have all of that going, you know. But now I want to give you this one. Now, don't get too excited because it's not like the German Shepherd, but I think it is better than that one. So you've obviously got that one. That is for you, but there we go. So open it, pull it out.
Right.
I can. No one's seen it.
Oh, I've got to take my glasses off, excuse me. Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you love it?
It's gorgeous. Yeah, thank you.
Shall we show? Shall we show the camera? There we go. Do you want to turn it round to show them?
This is Evie.
It really is her.
And we lost her 11 years, didn't we? 11 months, 11 days on the 11th. And I always see the number 11, so yeah, it's beautiful.
Absolutely anybody can learn to draw because it's just like it's like anything. It's like crocheting or knitting, or it's a set of skills.
It is a learned skill, but I guess I was lucky because Spirit said to me, you were an artist in a previous life and you can draw. And I was going around thinking, I can't draw, but they told me I can, and I do what they tell me. So within reason, you know, I very much have free will. No one tells me to do anything, as you're probably aware, unless I want to do it. But the best thing about it was I didn't have to have belief in my skill. I believed what Spirit told me, and that was that I could be an artist.